Hey y'all, it's Betsy. So today I figured we would do like a chit chat, get ready with me. We are going to the Rodeo this evening to see One Republic at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. Excuse the echo, we are still in the process of getting everything situated. And I don't have all my lighting set up, so if it looks a little funny, that is a lot of primer. A little bit too much. So, and I'm using the Hourglass Mineral Veil. Today I'm using a lot of my tried and true favorite makeup products. Stuff that I know is gonna last because it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. We're leaving about noon and we won't be getting home till around midnight, or actually around 2 in the morning because concert and rodeo's over about midnight. So I want to make sure my foundation and makeup looks good all day. So this is typically what I do for a full face to last all day. So I have my primer applied and I did moisturize my face. One of the most important things I can tell you to do on a daily basis is to moisturize your skin. It definitely helps keeps your skin looking young and supple. Now I'm going to use the Rimmel Lasting Finish 24-Hour Breathable Foundation. This is the color Soft Beige 200. I really like the finish of this foundation and I've worn it quite a bit since I've purchased it. This would be a definite recommend. And it was $6.99 at Target, so nothing expensive. So, and it really does wear beautifully throughout the day. And I like having, typically I like a pump, but I do like having this wand to be able to apply it directly to my problem spots, which as you can tell, my skin is not terrible by any means, but you know, there's a reason why we wear foundation. I have certain things that I want to cover, and I'm just using my Real Technique sponge. This is one of my favorites for doing foundation. And if y'all are interested, I have had a couple of requests on doing a video on how I keep my brushes clean. So if y'all are interested in seeing that, leave me a comment down below and I can do a whole video over that, because I have a huge brush collection. So let me go ahead and apply a little bit more. And right now my skin is not really badly broken out or anything like that. It is more, I have hyperpigmentation and scars from old acne spots. Which, as I've said in previous videos, I never really had an issue with acne until I had children. So we shall see how that goes. And as you can see, this foundation layers up beautifully. So, and it doesn't look cakey on my skin. Really haven't watched a lot of reviews on it. I tend to leave YouTube playing in the background, but there are not a whole lot of people I trust as far as, especially on foundation reviews, because my skin, I feel like, you know, at my age, trying to trust someone who is 20 years old tell me that this foundation looks flawless, which when you have 20-year-old skin, a lot of times it does, but when you have fine lines and things like that, it doesn't always look as flawless as it once did. So we're gonna take the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the shade Mocha, which y'all know is one of my favorites for contouring. And the Rodeo, we go every year And it seems like no matter how late in the year we go, we always choose to go on a day when it's chilly. And they host it at the Reliance Stadium, which is where the Texans play. But we're going to see One Republic. And when we go, I try to choose something that the kids and we will both like, which isn't always easy. The first year we brought the kids to the rodeo, we went and brought them to see Bruno Mars. Cameron was in kindergarten, and that is one of his all-time favorites. So at that point they had the Marry You song, and he was 5, and that was his favorite song. So whenever I was able to get tickets to go see Bruno Mars there, we definitely did. They went and seen Maroon 5. We saw Miranda Lambert, the Chainsmokers. The kids really didn't care for Miranda Lambert. I really didn't care for the Chainsmokers. I can deal with the stuff that they have on the radio. But I'm not into like EDM dance music, and my kids really aren't into country, so it's trying to find that happy medium. But it's something that we go do every year, and it's not super expensive, and it's fun. So as you can see, my contour is all blended out. Now I'm going to take the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define in the color C3. I want some brightness today because I have not been sleeping very well at all. Trying to get this store done and all that fun. It's just been crazy, crazy, crazy. But I figured this would be a fun video to do today because, well, who doesn't like to get dressed up to go out? And the rodeo, as I said, is one of those things that is always fun for us to do. But see how nicely that blends out. Oh, goodness gracious me, oh my. So now we have our foundation, our base done. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Becca Under Eye Setting Powder. I really like how fine this is for baking under my eyes. And I'm just using the pointy end of my makeup sponge to be able to get in there. And this is the Becca Under Eye Brightening Powder. I'm gonna use the same powder to set around my nose, right here in my forehead, and my smile lines. That's typically where I crease the most. So while that's going, I'm just taking my big fluffy powder brush and my RCMA No Color powder. And we'll go ahead and dust that off just to go ahead and set the rest of our face. On days like today, which I will try to link the products that I'm using in the description box. I don't know if I will have time to before the video is up, but I will try to do it later. That's part of the reason why I pull products from my collection, is so that way I can take and let you know what products I'm using. That's just in the Kat Von D Lock-It powder. Now, my favorite eye primer, which is the MAC Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. We'll go ahead and prime our eyes. And there's a lot more street noise up here, but once we get some of the curtains and rug and things like that, it will help with the sound. Now today I'm going to use the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes to do my eyes. I'm going to take a big, this is my Morphe big crease brush, and I'm taking that same RCMA No Color powder, and I am setting where I put the paint pot. I always set my eye primer. I feel like it makes everything go so much better. And today we're not going like, well, I'm doing glitter, but we're not doing a super dramatic eye. I'm gonna take the color right here, which is called Fresh Picked, and I'm gonna use that as my crease color. With the colors that I'm wearing today, I figured a nice warm eye would look really pretty. And you just want to softly blend that out. And if you look closely, I'm not sure if you can see on camera, I still have paint in my hair. It is going to take forever to get all the paint out of my hair. And I am actually thinking about cutting it a little bit, not too short, but I'm thinking about getting a lob, which is like a long bob, like shoulder length. So let me know what you think about that. It's not that I mind having long hair, I actually like having long hair, and I don't want to get it where I can't pull it up. Now I'm just going to take another crease brush. This is from BH Cosmetics. This is a little bit smaller to go ahead and define that crease a little bit more. I'm going to go into the color Peach Punch right here, and we're gonna just keep that in the crease, but we're gonna bring that color just a little bit lower. And I really, really like how these perform. And if you like matte shades, this is a great palette to use. There we go. Nothing too dramatic. Now I'm going to take this domed pencil brush, and I'm going to use my last color for my crease, which is the shade Peach Tart right here, which is like a warm brown shade. And just keep that color right on the outer edge. But as you can see, how much that color gives some definition compared to the eye that it doesn't have it on. And I get asked a lot where I learned to do makeup, and that is pretty much from watching YouTube tutorials. And once I learned how important the right brush was, it made doing my eyes so much better. Okay, so that is done. Now I'm going to take that same big fluffy brush that I used to pop on the Fresh Picked color and just go over all the edges just to make sure everything's nice and smooth and has that airbrushed look. Now I'm going to take that big fluffy powder brush and dust away the excess powder off my face, and I'm going to use to line my lower lash line. This is the Marc Jacobs highliner gel crayon in, what shade is this? Row, which is like a bronzy cocoa shade. And I'm just going to use that to line the outer portions of my lower waterline. because I want something a little bit smoky today. And I'm gonna use that same dome pencil brush in the shade Peach Tart. And I'm going to use that to smoke out my lower lash line. Okay. I'm liking how this looks. And I was gonna use my other shade, my new shade in Gypsy of the Glitter and Glow, but I think that's got too much purple and green in it. And so I'm gonna go back to the tried and true, which is the new color Wanderlust. It is like a gold with some pink and green reflect in it. And the Glitter and Glows are some of my favorites because it is the easiest way to add glitter without having to use a glitter glue. And you can keep it where you want it. Let's see how much prettier that looks. But the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo is so much fun. There's shopping. We typically don't go to the carnival portion because right now at this time of year we have our Nederland Heritage Festival going on. So like on Boston Avenue where my shop is, right down the road we have a carnival. So really don't need to bring the kids to the carnival portion of it. And I'm going to use my It Cosmetics Brow Power in Universal Taupe to go ahead and do my eyebrows. I really like this pencil. This is probably one of my favorites. And so far I have not found at this point yet a great drugstore alternative, but I am still on the hunt. And as you can see, I mix a lot of drugstore and high-end when it comes to doing my makeup looks. Just kind of depends on what I'm in the mood for. And if you have the Rosé in the Air Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette, there's a lot of similar matte shades that you can use to do a very similar eye look. Okay, now while that is still drying, we're gonna go ahead and move on to cheeks. And I'm going to take, this is from BH Cosmetics. It's like a small domed powder brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Medium Cocoa. And just go ahead and go back over where I did my cream contour and just warm up the face. There we go. And the weather keeps changing, so I have a little bit of a runny nose, which is always fun. And I'm just gonna take a blush brush and I'm going to use the Milani Romantic Rose powder blush, which is just a nice neutral. Not shimmery blush. And it just adds the right amount of color to the cheeks. Now that my eyes are dry, I'm going to take this, it's just a small shader brush, and I'm going to go into this shade Peach Butter and use that to highlight the brow bone, which I'm sure I will take and add some of my actual regular highlight to that shade. I think that'll blend really well. So we're gonna go ahead and curl our eyelashes. And I'm going to use the Bad Girl Bang from Benefit. I have really been enjoying this mascara. And it's one of those mascaras that you don't need, or at least to me, you don't need false eyelashes with. So I like how that looks. Now I'm gonna go in with my Wet n Wild, the Skinny Mascara, to go, it's got some clumps on it. And define my lower lashes. There we go. And then this is my Morphe highlight brush. I picked this highlight up this weekend. This is the Anastasia and Amerzy highlight. It is a beautiful, beautiful gold shade. And we're gonna just use that to highlight the tops of our cheekbones. A little bit down the nose, Cupid's bow. And I'm gonna take that same Morphe brush that I used to highlight with, and I'm just gonna dip into that and use that same highlight shade to highlight my inner corners. And bring that up to the brow bone, just a little bit. So, what do you think? Okie dokie. Now on to lips, which is gonna probably be one of the easiest. I'm using the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liner in Bare to Commit. See where I touched with my, there we go. And I'm going to use the Stila Stay All Day lipstick in Miele. And while that is drying down, I'm just gonna take my MAC Fix Plus, this is the coconut scent. I really, really like this. And use that to set everything down, and it melts the powders into your face so everything stays nice and long. And now that my lips are dried down, I'm going to take and top that color with the Fenty Gloss Balm in Fenty Glow, just to give the tiniest bit of shine. So that is my finished rodeo look. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I post new videos now at this point back to every Monday and Wednesday, since we've got the building pretty much finished. Other than that, don't forget to check me out on my social media: Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And I'll see you on the next one.